Hey everybody, this is Betsy Veldman for Papertrey Inc. and I am here to show you the brand new Seasonal Border Summer Stamp Set, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to use this set to stamp beautiful floral borders that will span the entire width of an A2 card. So as you can see, you can use the Seasonal Borders Summer Stamp Set to stamp these really pretty continuous borders. Basically, it is a flower cluster, and there is a die for creating just a single cluster as well as a border, and the border is just a repeat of this single cluster, and so you just stamp everything repeatedly to form the borders, and I will show you how that can be really easy to do using your MISTI. And of course in the set there are also individual flowers and leaves so that you can stamp some coordinating embellishments or flowers, so it makes the set really, really versatile. Oh, and can't forget, there's also a stencil template included with the stamp set, and this is for if you want to stamp the borders directly onto your card front without the die. You can use this stencil as kind of a stamping guide. And that'll make sense after we go along, and I'll show you how to use the negative portion of your die cut to do the stamping. And so then if you want to stamp directly onto your project, you would use the same process, except for you can use the stencil instead of the die cut. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with our stamping. We are going to be stamping this color combination border today. I have my MISTI. I'm using a MISTI, which is a stamp positioning tool in case you're not familiar. And I already have a negative die cut border in my MISTI. And I'm going to go ahead and take one of the die cut borders and just nest it back into that negative space. Now there is kind of a step-by-step, a right order of stamping everything that's going to make it a little bit easier. So the first step for the border, you're going to want to stamp this image, which is kind of the palm leaf and the leaf detail. So I'm going to go ahead and position that right here in my MISTI. Okay, so you can see, use these two pointed leaves kind of as your guide, as your starting point on this end of the border. So I'll go ahead and close my lid and get that stamp in the right position, and then I'm going to take some tropical teal ink and I'm going to go ahead and stamp that once. Then for the next step, just take that border, lift it up from your MISTI and slide it down. You'll see that it kind of everything it repeats, so you can just slide that down one position and then stamp again. And repeat that for a third time. So every image, every step of this multi-step border will get stamped 3 times. Okay, and then I'm going to move it back to the first position. And move on to the next step. The next step is this triple leaf. Okay, and you can see how this portion of the image we just stamped is the detail for that leaf. So you can use that kind of as your guide and go ahead and position that. Once again, close my lid, and I have some new leaf ink, excuse me, that I'll be using to stamp that portion. And then again, just go ahead and stamp it once and slide it down to the next position. The next step is the double flower. Next step is the double flower detail. The next step is this double flower, kind of trumpet flower. And next up is this detail for the trumpet flower. And then finally we have the hibiscus flower detail, the stamen detail. And those are the steps needed to stamp this pretty summery floral border. Thanks for joining me for this little intro for the Seasonal Borders Summer Stamp Set. I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know if you have any questions, and happy stamping!